As we inch closer to Season 19, the community grows eager to see what's next for Destiny. Bungie's been pretty quiet about next season's endeavors, but one thing they did share in a recent TWAB is that DSC's raid weapons are becoming craftable. These weapons are already regarded as some of the best in the game at the moment, so the fact that they're getting enhanced perks on top of some spicy new perk combinations has the community very excited, to say the least. Trusty's getting Incandescent, and Posterity is getting Volt Shot, two fan favorite perks that have dominated the conversation thus far. But there's one weapon role that Bungie's senior design lead, Chris Proctor, has been teasing that no one is talking about, and it may just be the most powerful DSC weapon to chase next season. I'm Above, and before we dive in, I want to thank Outplayed for sponsoring today's video. We all love Destiny, and some of the best moments can happen in the blink of an eye. Whether you solo flawless a dungeon, hit a nasty clip in the Crucible, or have a funny death to the Architects, Outplayed is there to capture those special moments. This recording software is lightweight and super flexible depending on your needs. It can highlight kills, assists, and several other parameters that you set, with a built-in instant replay feature that allows you to snag shorter highlights as well. The best part, this software is completely free, and you can support me directly by using my link down in the description below. Now, back to the video. DSC weapons have been highly sought after since their release over 2 years ago, with the Succession, Commemoration, and Heritage competing for best in slot. Today we'll be focusing on Heritage, a kinetic slug shotgun known for its ability to roll Reconstruction and Recombination. This perk combo was the catalyst for the double slug meta with Anarchy just a few seasons ago, and remains one of the best DPS special weapons in the game to this day. I bring this up because this weapon is already god tier, but outside of Recombination for a single high damage shot, it's never had a DPS perk to pair with Reconstruction, and for good reason. It's already a PvE monster. With that said, in the most recent TWAB, Proctor all but confirmed that we'll be able to pair Reconstruction with a damage perk by the name of Focused Fury on our crafted Heritage next season. Though Focused Fury isn't a widely used perk right now, as I'll show in today's video, this perk combo will make Heritage one of the best special weapons Destiny has ever seen. If you're not familiar with what Focused Fury does, I don't blame you. Perks like Firing Line and Bait and Switch have been far more popular options over the past few seasons, so here's a little refresher on how this perk actually works. After hitting 50% of a weapon's magazine as precision damage, Focused Fury will grant a 20% damage bonus for 11 seconds. As long as you don't reload or stow your gun, the buff will remain active, and once procced, the timer can be refreshed infinitely as you continue dealing precision damage. So on boss type enemies with large crit spots, or when shooting a div bubble, this perk should have nearly 100% uptime. The enhanced version of this perk brings Focused Fury's timer up to 12 seconds, though I don't think it provides much benefit because of how this perk works. Now at first, you'd probably think that Reconstruction and Focused Fury are counterintuitive to one another. After all, if Reconstruction makes our mag larger, it would only make sense that Focused Fury takes longer to proc, but that's not how the perk works whatsoever. Focused Fury operates off of a weapon's base magazine size. We currently have two in-game examples that we can use to showcase how overflowed magazines interact with Focused Fury, and those two perks are Overflow and Clown Cartridge. Here I have a Taipan with enhanced Clown Cartridge and enhanced Focused Fury, and as you can see, even though I have 9 in the magazine, it only takes 3 precision hits to proc the perk. Since my Taipan has a base magazine size of 6 bullets, it will always take 3 shots to proc Focused Fury. And the same goes for Overflow. In this example, I'm using my Galu RR3 with Overflow and Focused Fury, and even though I have 10 in the magazine, Focused Fury procs on the 3rd shot yet again, as my Galu's base magazine size is just 5 bullets. Based on how both of these perks interact with Focused Fury, I think it's safe to assume that Reconstruction will behave the same way. If Heritage has a default mag of 6 bullets, it will overflow the magazine to 12 shots with Reconstruction, but will take just 3 precision hits to proc that 20% damage bonus. So if what we theorize is true, Heritage will be able to shoot 9 consecutive bullets with a 20% damage buff, which is far superior to Recombination's one-and-done boosted shot. We ran the numbers comparing these two rolls, and a Heritage with Focused Fury beats a Heritage with Recombination by a pretty substantial margin. At base, Heritage hits for just over 40,000 per shot and takes 9.5 seconds to fire off all 12 bullets. When calculating the Recombination roll, we also have to account for the first shot hitting 88% increased damage at max stacks of Recombination, which gives us a total damage number of 517,222 over one magazine. If we divide that by the time it takes to fire off all 12 shots, we're left with a DPS value of 54,444, which is actually pretty good for a special weapon. Now let's crank that number up with Focused Fury. This time, the first 3 shots will hit for the standard 40,000 damage number that we saw before, but the next 9 shots will hit for 48,188 apiece. This gives us a total damage value of over 554,000 and a DPS value of 58,333. By simply switching our damage perk, we've gained 4k DPS essentially for free. This may not seem like a huge difference at first, but you have to remember that Recombination only works on the initial shot, and if you're in an encounter where there aren't many enemies to kill, you won't be able to take full advantage of this perk. Meanwhile, Focused Fury can constantly reproc itself and has virtually no setup. It's just 3 precision hits, and your damage is boosted for the next 12 seconds. Recombination, on the other hand, requires you to get 10 kills to activate max stacks, which means that you'll never be able to reproc this mid-damage phase. This makes Focused Fury much easier to use, and it's also worth noting that the longer a DPS phase carries on, the wider the gap between these two perks becomes. This testing was all the evidence I needed to know which weapon role I'll be hunting for next season. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and happened to learn something new along the way. These weapons will definitely be solid options in endgame content, with Heritage potentially competing for one of the best special weapons in Destiny 2. I'm stoked that we have a reason to grind DSC again, and I'm sure you are too, so be sure to let me know down in the comments which weapon you're the most excited about. And if you're interested, I can make a red border weapon farm guide to optimize your DSC grind next season. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe if you did, and I'll catch you next time. Peace!